All right. Good morning, everybody. It is beautiful. It is a Monday morning. I hope you all are doing well and had a fabulous weekend. Uh, Today we've got an amazing topic. I mean, an amazing topic and one that's, I think really important for a lot of people. A lot of people that attend our webinars. So I'm going to just give a second for everybody to hop on. Hope all of you are doing well. It's a beautiful Monday. So we're going to rock and roll today. Let me just give a few seconds, a few minutes to let some people hop on and get the ball rolling. I'm going to be doing some switching today. We got a little bit of a new format that I think would be really cool. Look, guys, we got an amazing topic today. It is Monday morning. It is a beautiful Monday morning, and I hope you're ready for the week because this is going to be an amazing week. And, this topic is so relevant right now in just kind of the circles that I'm in. And so I figured I would share with you what I've learned with the people that have transformed themselves and others that haven't. And this is your body, your mind, your spirituality, your relationships, your wealth, whatever that may be. There's a way to do this, right? There's a way to transform yourself, right? In all those areas, in your wealth, in your health, in your relationships. And I'm lucky enough to get the ball rolling here, guys. I'm lucky enough to happen to be in two industries where you see the most transformations. You really do. And one of them is in the health and fitness industry where we see crazy transformation, and also in the wealth industry where I help corporations and businesses basically grow through change, overcome adversity, and implement systems and processes to excel. And I see both of them, both sides of the table. And what's crazy is that people, regardless of what side, always are transforming, right? It's really, really cool to see. And the people that they become, the bodies that they have, the results that they get, it's really cool. So it's really awesome. And so I'm just honored to be a part of it and share this journey and share what I've learned along this road. So what's going on with Nicole? What's up, Greg? What's up, Anders? Actually, Greg on here, and if I think it's the right Greg, has gone through a lot of transformation, man. He's like buying all this real estate and doing really well. I just love seeing these stories. So awesome stuff. What's up, John? What's up, Muhammad? What's up, Mr. Fletcher? What is going on, Josh? What's up, Sarah? What's up, Jackie and Nika? Or is that Nico? Nico. What's up, guys? Let's rock and roll because this topic is just so important. So how to transform yourself into who you want to be. How to transform yourself and who you want to be. And today I'm going to share with you the 10 musts. A little bit different of a process than normal, but I'm going to share with you the musts that you must have in order to transform your body, your mind, your wealth, your relationships, all that stuff. I want to be very clear that there is no quick fix or overnight solution, right? This is what everyone's looking for, the magic pill, the magic this, the magic that. There is no magic solution. I promise you. There's no quick fix. There's no overnight solution. You could probably tell in my voice right now. I have a little 2-year-old, and she brings stuff home, and I'm not used to it. So I've been getting smashed with these freaking little viruses and stuff she's bringing home, and I'm always looking for the quick fix. And the doctor's like, the doctor knows what I do. And they're like, this is the same thing. There is no quick fix. And I'm frustrated, but I get it. I really do. And so maybe you're thinking the same thing, like, shit, like there's no quick fix. No, there's no quick fix. There's just not. But the 10 musts is the path that people take in order to make the transformations. And the ones that we've seen, insane. Like you can go on the website, you could see them. I'm like blown away at the transformations that people are making. And it's because they're following the process, right? They're following the process. So let's jump right into it. First of all, there is no end, okay? I have to be so clear on this, like so vividly clear with you. There is no end. Transforming or reinventing yourself, as some people would say, is about never ending. Literally, it's about never ending, right? People shoot for things like, oh, I want to make 100,000, or I want to lose 20 pounds, or but the problem is that when you reach that goal, all of a sudden it implodes. And fitness is such a good example of this, is right. It's like people, they're like, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds, and they lose the 20 pounds, but then they gain 30 back because there's this end with them. And in reality, there is no end. So you've got to understand, like, it's so important that there is no end, right? This is why people give up. So transformation, right, what we're talking about is about always exploring and growing and finding new ways to improve. What's the newest way? What's the new thing I need to work on now? Once I've mastered my wealth, now I need to master, or making income or wealth, now I need to master investing. Once I master investing, then I want to master wealth creation. Once I master that, I want to master. So it's always the next thing. It's the same thing with your body. I want to begin to get the body that I want. Then I want to keep the body that I want. Then I want to put on more muscle. Then I want to tone. It's this always never ending thing. I want to achieve this goal and do that. It's this never ending thing. It's so important to understand that, right? So important to understand. So I'm going to jump right into the 10 musts right now because there's 10 of them. So I'm going to go right into it. So guys, come in the game, ready to go. Got questions, chat them in the box. But look, 10 musts you must have to transform into who you want to be. Number 1, you must have a pain that is so strong you have to make a change. You must have a pain that is so strong you have to make a change. Okay? So you see this all the time. This is why average kills people. It literally kills people. Because they call this in work, they call this the golden handcuffs, right? And these are the people that they make just enough not to leave their job, but they don't make enough where they're frustrated. So it's like this never-ending thing. And so it's the same thing with your body. It's the same thing with your mind. It's the same thing with relationships. It really is, right? So you must have a pain that is strong enough to make a change. If you don't have a pain that you're trying to avoid, which is considered the motivation, then you're never going to actually do the work and the next steps to get the end result, right? You're not going to actually do those things. So you must have a pain so strong you have to make a change. So the big thing is to find your pain. If you're like, Richie, I want to make this change. I want to do this, but I'm not in enough pain. Well, you have to create it. You literally have to create it. If you don't create it, I wish you all the best, right? I really do. The people that have made the massive transformations always had the pain, right? Average people stay average because they're just comfortable, right? So what is the pain? Tom Brady, I love using him as an example because he's always finding the next pain. Oh, people called me too old, right? People said that I'm too slow, or I was a 6th round pick, or whatever it was, right? So what's your pain? What's going to be that chip on your shoulder, that motivation, right? That's what you've got to find. What is yours? What is yours? If you know it, chat it in the box. Seriously, if you know it, chat it in the box. I want to know what your pains are. I have to know this, right? What is your pain right now? What are you trying to avoid? Because if you don't, I wish you all the best. I really do, because it's impossible. And if you don't know it, create it. Literally create it in your mind and then write it down, right? So number 1 is you have to have, I don't see any of you chatting. Let's go. Andres, as you're at the top of the list. You must have been the first person to get on. What is your pain? Nicole, come on. Brittany, let's go. Greg, Siobhan, Harless, what is the pain that you have? I got to get you guys in the game. Got to get y'all in the game. What is it? I'm going to move on, but throw it in there. Let's go. You must have a vision you believe in. This is critical. You must have a vision that you actually believe in, right? I'm going to share with you a study right now that literally blew my mind. This thing blew my mind. I was like, dang, it was crazy, right? So there's a study done where they use these fMRI machines. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They're pretty cool. They're called fMRI machines. And they had a group of people that went through these fMRI machines, and they asked them the question. They said, think of yourself right now. I want you to think specifically of yourself. And what they would do is they would see this part of their brain that would light up. So it would say, think just about yourself. And they would see this part of their brain that would line up. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. And then they would say, think of a stranger. Think of somebody else. Think of a stranger. And they would see a different part of the brain. So when they think of themselves, it'd be this part of the brain. And when they think of a stranger, it'd be this part of the brain. Right? Then they would say, think of yourself in the future. This is where it was crazy. Which part of the brain do you believe lit up? Remember, they asked them two questions. Think of yourself, this part of the brain lit up. Think of a stranger, this part of the brain lit up, right? Then they said, think of yourself in the future. Which part of the brain lit up? The part of the brain that lit up was the part of the brain where they were thinking about a stranger. That's crazy. Listen, people. People don't think of themselves in the future. They maybe hate where they're at, but they don't actually picture themselves in the future. It's and this is why, how are you supposed to achieve it if you don't even know what it is, right? And we talk about this a lot, but man, this study was really, really interesting, right? So when they said, think of yourself in the future, they thought of a freaking stranger. That's crazy. They didn't think of themselves, they thought of a stranger. This is really impactful to how people view themselves and how you could separate yourselves from people, right? Thanks, Andres. Yeah, stay in the comfort zone too much. Absolutely. We only identify with what we are now and the past, not the future. Look, bro, you got to start identifying as who you will be, as who you are now, right? Like if you're trying to make a transformation, if you're truly trying to make a transformation, then you have to, right? Think of yourself in that future as who you are. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Struggling with change, get complacent. Exactly. That's the thing. People, Siobhan, that's the thing. People get complacent, right? They get complacent. And it's really hard to get out of that. Look, the reason that we identify with what we are now and the past as opposed to the future, right? That's what we're talking about. We need to start identifying as the future. When people identify the future, they see a stranger. No. When we identify the future, we have to see ourselves. That's the purpose of this, right? The reason this happens, and I just want you to understand the context, is because you were programmed to fit in and be like everybody else and to be accepted, right? So here's how you do it. You draw it out. You draw this thing out. You draw yourself out, okay? A vision board. You write it down. You have to draw it out. Like literally on my phone, I don't have it in my hand right now or in front of me, but I have a vision board, and I look at it like 85 times a day every time I look at my phone, right? It's probably more than that. So you have to have that. You have to have that written out, all right? So number 2, you've got to have a vision, and it has to be so cemented in your mind that if you were to go through that, I want you to think, if you were to go through that FMR, whatever it's called, let's see, the fMRI machine, if you had to go through that you would see yourself in the future as yourself and not a stranger. All right, you must believe it can happen to you, okay? And you must believe it can happen to you, right? We talk about a belief a lot. But if you want to transform, you have to actually believe that you can actually transform, right? And there's two things I want you to do in order to really create belief, okay? There's two things that you must do. You must create core values and your code of honor. And what this does is this holds you to the fire of what you're doing. So here's what I would suggest. If you've gone through your core values and code of honor course, I highly suggest doing that. Or the course on here, where you can actually go through and create your own core values and code of honor for yourself, for your family, for your team. I highly suggest doing that. So that's how you create belief, right? People are like, just believe in yourself. Just do it. Yeah, but that's obviously extremely difficult, right? You don't just believe in yourself, right? But yeah, you must believe in yourself. All right. You must make a decision to go all in. All right? You believe in yourself, you must make a decision to go all in. Right? And this includes a decision to invest the time and a decision to invest the money. Right? The time is more valuable than money, right? If anybody tells you money is more valuable than time, they're crazy. Time is way more valuable than money. Way more. Listen. Time is the most valuable thing we have, right? Time is the most valuable thing you have. So if you want to make a transformation in your health and your fitness and your wealth and your relationships and your spirituality, whatever you want to make a transformation in, you want to transform yourself, right? You have to make a decision to go all in. You have to make a decision to go all in and invest the time. The time, right? There's no magic pill. There's no magic solution. There is none. So you have to invest the time to do it and the monetary to do it. The money. You have to invest the money, whether that's in a program, a mentorship, the food you're eating. I had one person say, "Oh, man, I have to eat this this food is really expensive." I'm like, no shit, it is expensive. But you know what's really expensive? Diabetes is expensive. Being overweight long-term is expensive. Doctor's appointments is expensive. Dying early is expensive, right? So make the investment up front. Everybody wants to make the investment later. It doesn't work like that. You make the investment up front, you receive the results later, right? There's something also about making an investment that's really powerful. You know what's really powerful about it? Is you get off your ass when you make a big investment. you get off your ass, right? So if you need to do it. If you need to put it in a different account and say, here's what I'm going to use for all the different things I'm transforming my body, programs, food, softwares, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you're going to do, have that set aside and move that as this is the investments. This is my investment. I'm making this investment into myself. I'm making this investment and be prepared for it, right? So you must make a decision to go all in. Time, money, must. You must surround yourself with the right people, right? You must surround yourself with the right people. Mentorship, coaching, right? You need people who are going to challenge and question you. This is a big thing. If you're doing something and your mentor or your coach or your accountability person, whoever, is not questioning you, is not challenging you, right? You need people who won't be afraid to tell you the truth, who won't be transparent with you and be like, hey, this is not working out. You need to surround if you're always surrounding yourself with yes people, yes, everything's good, yes, you're doing great, yes, you're never gonna progress. You're never gonna get better. You need people who won't be afraid to tell you the truth. Who won't be afraid to tell you the truth. Tough feedback is essential for growth, right? Gotta be tough. Tough feedback is essential for growth. Get the naysayers out of your life too. There's so many people, they're getting interference, so much interference. Get them out of your life, Attract the people you want to attract into your life. Michael Jordan's a great example of this. Look, how many rings did Michael Jordan win? How many rings did Michael Jordan win? 6. 6 rings. Okay? How many rings did Michael Jordan win without Phil Jackson? 0. 0. Right? 6 versus 0. Surrounded himself with the right people, the right person, and it changed everything. It allowed him to make a transformation. And he got a lot of the other people out of his life. Michael Jordan wasn't afraid to get people out of his life. He wasn't. He would get people out of his life like that because he knew the value of it. So you have to surround yourself with the right people, right? Mentorship, coaching, stability, accountability, the right partner. Like, hey, if you have a partner, you better make sure it's the right one. Someone who's supporting you. And everybody else, get them the hell out of your life. If they're not supporting you, if they don't care about you, if they're not challenging you, pushing you, now you might have to coach them on how to do that because they might just be a supportive person. But coach them. Say, hey, look, like, challenge me. Don't tell me it's always right. Don't tell me, like, challenge me. Okay? So surround yourself with the right people. Number 8, you must have a plan. You must have a plan, right? Far too often, absolutely, people focus too much on the thing that they want to change instead of the habits that formed the thing in the first place, right? I'm going to give you an example because this is really important. Overweight's easy, right? They try to solve being overweight with doing a lot of like ab exercises. You see this all the time. Without acknowledging that the actual problem is the food they're putting in their body. Like if you're overweight, ab exercises ain't going to do shit. It's not going to do anything for you. Literally nothing. Zippo, right? Like they're missing the whole point. A plan is put in place to solve the root problem and then creating habits around that root problem to execute it. To execute the plan. The habits and the skills are put together to execute the plan for you, right? You got to execute, but you got to have a plan. This is what your mentorship and your coaching and your accountability, they got to create the plan for you. You got to go out and break the bad habits, form the new ones, develop the right skills to execute, right? And repeat it. And repeat it over and over and over, but you must have a plan if you want to transform your body. If you want to transform your mind, if you want to transform your wealth, right? You have to have a plan. There's no way you must have a plan, right? You must have a plan. You must. Almost done here. You must track your progress, right? You must track your progress. It could be looking at yourself in the mirror, not enough, right? Diary, journal, progress photos, numbers. They have to be tracking because you can look at, okay, so let's use weight loss for an example because it's easy and everybody gets it. In the very beginning, you're going to lose a lot of weight fast. You might not see it really well in the mirror. But if you actually were tracking the numbers, you could see that you had a significant change. For other people, you might lose a lot of weight but gain muscle and see no weight change and get down on yourself. That's because you're not tracking your body fat percentage, right? So it's about tracking the right things, but you have to track your progress. If you're in sales and you're not tracking your conversion rate, if you're not tracking your intake to output consistently every week and tracking it versus a pipeline to see where the downfall is, then you're never going to get better. You're never going to get better. So whether it's diary, journal, progress photos, with some sort of KPI. And then I challenge you that every month you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, hey, am I becoming the person I want to become? Am I becoming the person that I want to become? But you have to track your progress. It's a must. We're almost done here. Almost done. Oh, 2 more. hit the button accidentally there. You must take risks. I'm going to challenge you. You must take risks. You will never become the person you want to be by continuing to be the person you currently are. Listen to me. If in order to transform your body, your mind, your wealth, your relationships, you must take risks. You will never become the person you want to be by continuing to be the person you currently are. Mandatory. You won't. Look at Colonel Sanders, for example. This man put himself out there on the line. He took risks. He attempted 1,009 times to tell his chicken recipe until, boom, somebody bought it. He gave up everything to do that. This man took risks, right? If you want to transform your body, you must take risks. Why? Because it's not easy. It's hard. It's extremely challenging. So you must take risks. And lastly, you must celebrate your wins. You must celebrate your wins. At the end of the day, this is what it's all about. I struggle with this more than most, but you must celebrate your wins because it goes back to the beginning. It solidifies your vision. It amplifies your pain. It really does, because you're like, I'm escaping it. And it solidifies your belief in yourself. I know that's a cheesy picture, but man, you must celebrate your wins. One of the most challenging things, this is as someone who's super competitive like myself, this is one of the most challenging things I've ever had to do, is to celebrate the wins. Stop and congratulate yourself. Look what you've done. Look what you've accomplished. And if you need to get on the phone in order to do this with somebody, then you've got to do it, but you've got to celebrate your wins. This is the 10th and last must, is to celebrate all of your wins. How do you celebrate your wins? Set them up. Hey, once I get to this landmark, I'm gonna celebrate this way. Once I get to this landmark, I'm gonna do this. Once I achieve this amount of income, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna buy this car. Probably not a good investment, right? But hey, whatever. Or I'm gonna make this investment, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that, or look. You gotta celebrate your wins. Because at the end of the day, life's about having fun, enjoying yourself, right? Having joy, right? So celebrate your wins. Enjoy what you've worked so hard for, because you deserve it. If you're still here on to the end, and I know a lot of you are, you're here, enjoy it, right? Remember, it's never over. There is no end. The people that say, I want to lose 20 pounds will lose it and gain 30 back, because that's an end. But what we're talking about here is there is no end. There is no end. Literally. Like, there's no other way to put it. There's no end. You're always moving forward. You're always going after. You're always chasing. You're always growing. You're always developing. And if you look at life like that, and you have these musts, there's no end. You're always getting better. The people that have an end will always gain it back, will always lose what they've received, whether if it's in the income. Right? This is what it's just human nature. It's human nature. So you must celebrate your wins. So my challenge for you this week is a little challenging, because there's 10 musts. There's 10 musts. Right? But my challenge for you is very simple, because I'm a huge fan of simplicity. And my challenge for you is to start with the pain. Is to look at yourself in the mirror and find your pain. And then follow the 10 musts. But start with number 1. Is what is the pain that you're trying to avoid? If you really, truly want to make a transformation, what is the pain that you're trying to avoid? And I want that pain to be so clear. Whether it's, hey, it could be an income thing. It could be the way you look thing. It could be a confidence thing. It could be whatever that pain is. It has to be so crystal clear and written out that you look at it and you're like, I can't live like this another day. I can't live like this another day. And once you have that written out, then you can do the other 9 musts. But I'd like to see that from you, is to have that written out very clear. What does that look like? And of course, as always, to take relentless action today, right? To write that out today. Take a second at work and do it. Take a second in the classroom and do it. Take a second before you go to practice and do it. What is the pain? And if you don't have it, you better go and find it. And go and find it fast. Go and find it fast. Look, it's 9:35. It's an amazing Monday. It's the start of a new week for you. It's the start of a fantastic week. You had a great week last week. Let's build on it. You didn't have a great week last week. It could transform it, right? Let's transform it. So have an amazing week. Have an amazing day. I'll see some of you on Wednesday for the live group coaching call. Last Wednesday, we ended up postponing, but it will be this Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, so make sure you are there. 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern in the VIP group. Make sure you're on the group coaching call. It's much different than this, right? It's Zoom style, interactive style. Everybody speaks and shares. So I will see all of you there. Have an amazing week. If not, and I'll see you all next Monday morning.